Michelle? What's going on? How do we add a guest?
Oh, there's Michelle. Michelle's there.
Hello.
Yay!
Wow, give me a second here.
I'm just
That's
fangirling a
marginally
little bit.
better.
Just a little bit. It's a tiny bit.
Oh, you guys are funny.
Stop it! There's more coming.
Hi, Rose.
Hello.
Hello.
It's so cool to virtually meet you guys because I've been seeing you like in the comments of other authors and I've been following your content, even like Michaela. So it's nice to sort of like virtually meet you.
Yeah,
Very
it
much.
is. We should do this more often.
It's going
Definitely.
to happen. It's going to. So, we still have a few minutes to
Sure.
nothing hectic yet.
Cool. I might have a child or two still popping in here. 8 o'clock is bedtime, and it's not 8 o'clock yet. Sorry. Did you find it now? Okay. Bye.
Hello, everyone in the chat. Very nice to see you all. So I am here. I'm just going to share it on Instagram. Just letting you
Sure.
know. Oh, wait, I can do it on my laptop now.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm slow. Don't come for me, okay? I didn't have a laptop for about 2 years. So everything's been on the tablet.
Well, the first live that I did by myself, actually interviewing Michael Ferguson, which I was so nervous about, right? My screen was like red the whole time. My face was red. I couldn't figure out how to switch it off.
It's you live and you learn. Yes.
Nice to
Yeah.
mess with us.
Yeah. Hi, Natasha. And Tareem. Yeah, it was funny. And then Angela put that video on YouTube as well of my red face. At least you couldn't see me blush, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check Insta. Ladies are quiet.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, and it's like bedtime.
It is definitely bedtime.
I'm in my old lady era. Like, it gets dark. I gotta close the curtains. I gotta hop under a blanket. Like,
Yeah,
my old
that's
Gotta light
lady
a
era.
candle for the mood, you know.
Yes.
oh no. My cat likes to bump things over, so candles are dangerous objects in this house.
They're so dangerous because I could fall asleep. It happened recently where I was blow drying my hair and I have one of those hood watch my things, and so
Yeah.
I had my hair inside of it and I had the hairdryer on and I was fast asleep. And my father like got the shock of his life because he came to check on me and he's like, "You're asleep? I'm blow drying your hair? Like that's a fire hazard. What are you doing?" So
That's really awkward.
No, at least he was there.
All right. I think.
Yay!
Hi. So, to anyone in the chat, please share the live. It would be lovely if you share the live. It would be wonderful. Thank you. So, Michelle, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm feeling so awkward being the one in the spotlight tonight.
No, I think it's amazing.
I've been the one asking the questions,
Yeah, I think it probably is a very strange feeling because you deserve all the honor and more, especially what you have made, what you've created. It's absolutely beautiful. I never knew I could be a fantasy girly, and I am. So thank you.
I'm glad I could convert you.
So,
Also, Michelle's
let
covers
us
are so
start. May I
pretty.
start with a question?
Yeah.
So, where does Michelle come from? Where were you born? Where did it all start?
So I'm actually born and bred in Pretoria. I've never lived anywhere else. Centurion is as far as I've lived from Pretoria, which is where I am now. Um, yeah, so I was raised here. I started off in Pretoria North, and yeah, I never went very far, I guess. But
But you're happy.
Oh my
yes, no, I
gosh,
love
like you're
living
so
here. I'd
close
love
to
to live.
me.
Yeah, we are close to each other. I think
We
you're
need to meet
literally
up.
like, yeah, we do. I think because I sent you something via Pluto, and your Pluto box is like not even 20
Yeah,
minutes drive from my house. So I could have actually just brought it to you
that would have been awesome.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so
So, I wanted to know, obviously, the typical question, why fantasy? What made you go, that one?
well, I've always loved reading fantasy. So like in high school, I loved J.R. Tolkien's books and Harry Potter, and I was a Twilight girly back then too, and so, and even fantasy movies. Like my favorite genre to watch is fantasy. Most other things actually bore me, but I think that might just be because I don't feel like they make good movies anymore. But yeah, I think it's just a thing of, life is kind of hard the way it is here, and why not make a better world where we have magical powers and beautiful creatures and get lost in that a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, it was sort of a
So,
natural pathway for me.
since we're on that topic, this question, Azaya, do you want to ask the question about Netflix?
Putting me on the spot here now. I can't
Yes,
even
no,
remember
come, you're a girl, you're ambassador, let's go.
I think it was if you had an unlimited budget at your disposal, what would your ideal Netflix cast be for the characters in your series?
Oh wow. I'm
Yeah,
really terrible at remembering actors' names.
that's
But I
fine.
will say
Yeah, you could
this.
be like that, you know, that dude that played that guy in that movie.
Yeah, yeah. So I love The Witcher. I love The Witcher books and I love The Witcher series. And Henry Cavill is a beautiful man. Cavill, whatever, however you pronounce his name. So him in The Witcher was like a lot of inspiration for me for Thalian.
Oh,
So, and you'll
yes.
see that in like the character art and stuff as well. Um, and then for Celia, I really don't know. I really don't know. So if you guys have
Take
any
it easy.
suggestions.
I want to know, really, because this is my favorite character in your book, is the Raven, Eclipse.
Yes.
How did you come up with Eclipse? Where did Eclipse come from?
So that's an interesting story, actually. I love animals. I live in a verifiable zoo at the moment, right? We've got 3 dogs, we've got the cats, we've got fish. I have bunnies, we've got chickens. So yeah, and I've written other stories as well, and all of my stories have animals in them. And initially, Eclipse was actually meant to be a cat. And then my eldest son came to me, and I've got a parrot as well. You could probably hear her in the background.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Um, and Liam said to me, "But why don't I make Celia's wraith something like Boo Boo? Because Boo Boo and I vibe. So, she's my buddy. So, and she's also really cheeky. So it works. Um, but yeah, an African grey is not a terribly intimidating bird. And I needed Eclipse to have a bit of weight behind her. So then we went with ravens, which are also some of my favorite animals. And that's how Eclipse was born. So my parrot isn't as obviously eloquent as Eclipse, but
It's fine. That's
when I
where Eclipse
imagine her
is born.
speaking, yeah. So if I imagine Boo Boo speaking, I imagine her saying the type of stuff that Eclipse would say as well. So yeah, that's where Eclipse came from.
Love that. That's Boo-Boo's like alter ego.
Yes, that's her. You know, it's like the little kitten that looks into the mirror and sees a lion. That's what Boo Boo sees herself as a raven.
I love that.
Yeah.
So cute. So next question. So, I wanted to see here one. Do you have any questions for us, Michelle?
No. I don't know. Like what? Like as a reader?
Anything. As us as ambassadors.
Oh, yes. Let me think for a second. I think, it's been it's been so awesome seeing you guys, like the amount of work that you guys are putting in behind the scenes and all of the excitement that you guys are building. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't really have questions for you because you guys are just like rolling with it and doing so much more than I could imagine you doing.
Answer the question and yes. Yeah. So if you while you were researching for your books and everything, what was the weirdest thing you researched while you were researching your books?
You know, when I wrote Of Shadows on Earth, you get plotters and pantsers when it comes to writers. So people who like spend a lot of time plotting, and then pantsers are people who just fly off the cuff of their pants type of thing. So I didn't research much for it, but I spent quite a few years. So this is a form of research, right? I spent quite a few years as a self-defense instructor for a fighting system called Kalau, which is like Krav Maga, but we actually try and kill each other on the mat. And
Oh,
I got old,
wow.
unfortunately, and my body kept breaking, so I had to stop doing that. But it was so fun to try and write some of the stuff that I'd learned physically into the book as well, in terms of how they're fighting with hand-to-hand combat. So that was really fun. But I think probably the most awkward things that I Google on a regular basis as a writer is the synonym for insert blank. So,
Guilty. Totally
yeah,
guilty.
because you can't repeat the same word over and over and it gets boring and you're like, no, I need to stop saying that. So I need to find new ways to write things.
Yes. Oh, welcome back, sweetheart. Welcome. I'm
Thanks,
very
sorry
happy
about
to
that.
see everyone on the live. It makes my heart very, very warm. And again, Michelle, like, wow, I'm still fangirling very hard.
Thank you. It's difficult to imagine that, but I appreciate it.
So, Michaela, do you have any questions for our host?
I want to know, can you tell us something from your book, like a spoiler, if you will, but not a spoiler, that we will only understand once we've read the book?
That's a really good question. And I'm so scared of giving spoilers now because I got in trouble for this morning.
You did a few times.
Let me think on that for a second
Okay.
and answer Tareen's question in the meantime, because she's asking, what can you expect from me after the Vespera Chronicles? So I've actually just finished the first book in a new series, which is a total shift away from Vespera Chronicles. And not when I say finished, like I've just done the first round of editing now, and so it's still going to be a bit of time. But it's called The Wixen Whispers of the Moonlight Market, and it's a low stakes, cozy fantasy romance. So it's very different from the Vespera Chronicles,
Completely
but
different.
was a hell of a lot of fun to write. And then I've got another project that I plan to finish this year, which is a standalone called Ghost of a King, which is more, it's also fantasy. The magic system is completely different. We've got vampiric type villains in it, and so I'm quite excited about that one as well.
Thank you. I've taken notes.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for beta readers very soon for the Moonlight Market books as well. So spoiler that you wouldn't know until you know. So Celia's an assassin, right? And I've just finished writing the prologue and chapter 1 for the last installment of the Vespera Chronicles. And the tables get turned a little bit on her in book 3. I don't know if that counts.
No, that's amazing. No, that's more than enough. Stop.
That's great.
How do you write and publish so fast?
I generally write pretty fast. So I can knock out fairly easily because my writing routine is that I write first thing in the morning. So I wake up around 4:30 in the morning, and then I write for 2 or 3 hours before the day gets started. So before the family wakes up and that. So I can fairly easily knock out 2,000 to 3,000 words a day with that routine. And then I also do it 7 days a week because that's just, if I write consistently, I just flow better. So that I think definitely helps a lot. And then there are days where I can do between 8,000 and 10,000 words in a day if I don't have much on my schedule. SAIAA has taken up quite a fair amount of my schedule, so that hasn't happened recently, but it did happen quite often before we started SAIAA. So that definitely helps. And obviously, if I'm in the editing phase, then that energy goes into editing instead. But yeah, if the story starts clicking in my mind, then I find it very easy to get it out.
Thank you, Linky. Library, love that question. So another question from Haley. I've never read fantasy, as I don't have an active imagination. Would this be an easy read?
So actually, I'm part of a book club of like friends, right? And they read Of Shadows and Earth for me when just before I published it. So I sort of used them as beta readers back then. And the feedback I got a little bit there from one of the ladies who isn't really big on reading fantasy was that the rates, for instance, were confusing to her because she wasn't used to a fantasy vibe. But I think it's not, if you compare it to some of the other fantasy books that are out there, it's not overly complicated. I don't think there's a lot of info dumping that happens in the beginning of the book. So from what I understand from readers, it's just the race that were a little bit confusing. So if you know that a wraith, which is Eclipse, they take an animal form and they are a spirit animal that sort of helps the mage to channel magic. If you know that, then it should be a fairly easy read to start with.
Okay.
Yes. I can say for me personally, like I said, I went in with not knowing anything, nothing. And I think that's also the best way sometimes to go into a book because you don't know exactly, you know more or less the genre, but when I went to, for example, your book, oh no, I couldn't stop. I'm like, I know what this is. What does this mean? Go Google the word. So thank you. That for me got me into fantasy because the way that you explained it also, Linky also explained, Linky Library also said as well, the same.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking.
Yeah. So that was a bit, and it's so weird to hear that because I mean, as an author, I have the whole story stuck in my head and I've got everything figured out. So for me to say that this is a difficult concept to understand is, I have biases, so I don't always see it. But that's why beta readers are so important because they fill in those gaps for you. So
Since we're on a semi-serious topic, I want to know about you because I know this affects everyone. Little bit of a serious one, piracy. How did you feel when you saw your books being pirated?
It was a bit of a double-edged sword for me. Um, on the one hand, I was like, hey, I'm big enough to be pirated now. But then I was also like
That's
with
a good way
this,
to see it.
but it's I if people understood the length of time it takes and the amount of effort and heart and soul that goes into these books, a reader sees a book as an end product, as a consumable almost, and it's it's like I don't know. It was very disappointing to think that people don't respect that, don't respect the work that went into it. And for me, writing isn't about making money off the writing. I said to my husband when I started writing, as I've written several stories over the years, and just took the plunge to actually publish something last year, that it's not about becoming a New York Times bestseller. If it happens, I'm not going to complain about it at all. But for me, it's just to have, if there's just one person who reads it and enjoys it, that makes my heart full. But to just take it for granted, because I'm also the type of person, if you can't afford to buy the book and you contact me, I'd probably give it to you.
You're Michelle.
But yeah, to just take it was sort of like, oh, that's quite low. Yeah, so Linky, is there any profit in making books? I would need to sell a fair few before we make any profit off making books.
That's why
So
side hustles exist.
yes, exactly.
Speaking of
Yeah.
side hustles, how do you handle being an author with all of the many side hustles that you currently have?
Yeah, so like I do my writing early in the morning. That definitely helps. And also like in between, like you're sitting on the toilet and you're just quickly making notes on your phone, and so and I use like because I spend a lot of time with my kids because I homeschool them, and I brainstorm a lot with them. So a lot of the plot planning and stuff like that. Like one of the major arcs for the last book is like it was the most amazing thing. One afternoon I was sitting with the kids in the car and I was like, I need to take this book somewhere and it needs to be amazing. It needs to be better than the previous two. But with the issues that I have left to resolve, they're exciting, but I feel like it's lacking. We need something more. Yes, and they gave me the most amazing ideas for pushing some life into the story. So yeah, just grabbing every opportunity and I suppose misusing my access to children to inspire me.
I love that more people are joining. Hi. Wow, Michelle, you are like, I'm so inspired. I'm like overflowing with all the inspiration that you have been giving the past few weeks as well. So I'm going to pull away the author and we're going to go to your little other business, the local book hive.
Yeah.
Yay.
Tell me more about the local book hive. Where did this wonderful dream happen? Because, yes.
So, as an author, trying to sell my books, like I said, I wasn't planning on selling millions of copies. But it's such a frustration trying to just get yourself seen out there that, I had this thought and I had a chat with Angela about it, and she's like, I'm thinking exactly the same thing, and there must be a better way to do this. There must be a better way for authors, especially in South Africa, to be able to reach our local readers, because we have such amazing local readers who are desperate to support local authors. And it's not just about my book, but it's about helping everybody just gain some visibility and to give them accessibility. Because for me, to print, do big print runs of my books especially because I've written 3 in the space of 6 months. You know, for me to print copies of that and having to do bigger print runs for them to make it affordable was quite challenging. And just for me, I couldn't understand that America can have print on demand through these major companies, but there's nothing like that here. And then we are, as South Africans, trying to get seen on a platform which everybody publishes on, but there are literally millions of books there. So unless you're spending thousands of rands on marketing and pushing ads on that platform, you're not getting seen. And then we're speaking to readers who are like, do we have local authors? What is that? And, you know, you think local authors, you're thinking like, okay, our celebrities are writing autobiographies or stuff like that. They don't understand that there are authors who write dark romance and fantasy and contemporary romance and thrillers and all these different genres that our readers love to read, but they don't know that South African authors exist. So we started the local book hive as an extension of SAIAA because we're wanting to support the authors and we're wanting to close the loop of the ecosystem to say, okay, let's help you with the information on publishing your book through SAIAA. Let's help to educate people and take care of your mental health and, you know, mentor you on the journey from writing down the first word up till the moment that you're ready to hit publish. But then what? Then there's no avenue to sell your book. And people are hesitant to use distributors because of what happened last year and all of these things. So that's where the local book hive came in. And it's still a little baby business, but it's growing so beautifully and so excited about it with the book club that we've started on it and just the amazing readers that are so keen to support the authors through it. So yeah, I'm hoping for it to become similar to those big platforms in terms of what we can deliver for our authors, but still keep the human touch.
It's already happening. I believe that.
Yeah, we've made big strides. I think just the fact that we got the hybrid print on demand solution in place has already made a big difference.
Definitely. Ladies, any questions?
I think while we're on the note of SAIAA and the local book hive and obviously getting more authors to join, what advice do you have for aspiring authors?
You know, I think the biggest thing is just to actually write a book. To just make that commitment to yourself to finish it. And then take it one step at a time, because it is quite a daunting thing if you have to look at everything you have to do to get to the point where you can actually have a physical book in your hand to sell to people. So, you know, just start by writing the book. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The first draft never is. And those are all things you can fix later on. And the other thing I think that I'm finding so valuable at the moment is to find yourself a community like SAIAA, if not SAIAA, that because the communities really come together. It's so clear that there was such a desperate need for it, of just authors that are being champions for one another and encouraging each other on the day-to-day and doing things like word wars and editing wars and word sprints. Those kind of things that really motivate you to keep going when the going gets a little bit tough. So I think that's probably the most important thing.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, and I also
I asked something.
Oh, sorry, Chris. I just had just something else that I wanted to point out. It's not necessarily a question, but I think also for those joining in, as somebody that hasn't published a book, that's still very much an aspiring author, I've joined this community and I've been welcomed with open arms. So I kind of just wanted to put it out there that you don't have to be a published author already to kind of yeah, join in here, and because it's such an amazing, such a supportive, such a caring environment. I think, yeah, everybody should join it.
Thank you for that. I think that needs to
Yes.
be more known to people, that it's not just for authors and so forth and so on, it's for people like you as well.
Mm. And it's also for
Michelle,
authors. No, go for it.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I just wanted to know, like, what do you do personally to keep yourself motivated, or what did you do in the beginning when you had no buyers and it took a while to get buyers? Like, what inspired,
Yeah,
what was,
it was for me. It was that thing of I'm writing for myself. You know, like I said earlier, it was never for me about selling a lot of books. I write because I really love writing. And it is a absolutely incredible side effect that there are people who like writing or reading my books, sorry. But for me, because it's so cathartic, and you know, it's not, this is not necessarily a story that heals me, but it is something that helps me get out of my own head, get away from the day-to-day struggles of life. And so I made that commitment to myself right at the beginning, that I'll continue writing even if nobody buys the book, because I'm writing for myself.
yeah,
So that's very motivating. And the other thing is consistency is absolutely key for me. If I don't write for a week, I find it really difficult to get back into writing. But now that being said, not everyone works that way, and it's okay to take a break. So yeah, for me personally, because writing is my form of relaxation, it's not something that burns me out. I'm self-published so that I don't have to put myself on tight deadlines that stress me out as well. So yeah, I write as a form of release, and I write for myself first of all.
that's good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm learning a lot tonight.
Well, while we're on the, like, kind of you saying that you hit a bit of a slump if you're not consistently writing, what is a quirky writing habit you might have? Do you have like a specific playlist that you listen to? Maybe snacks that you chow on, or a writing spot, or anything like that?
So I always have coffee with me when I'm writing, which I sometimes go through a hell of a lot of coffee, which isn't great. And then I've got a playlist for each book that I write. So I sort of, when I'm thinking about the story and where I want it to go, I'll get some songs that sort of get me into that vibe. And then I'll listen to that while I'm writing, because sometimes I'll also write. Some of my kids wake up early. They'll be up at 5 o'clock, and I don't like the distractions. So I just put my earpods in, and they know if the earpods are in, mom's not listening. So unless the house is burning down, then we shouldn't bug her. Linky, the playlists are like super all over the place. I don't know if that would be valuable to anyone.
Could you give us one song from one of the books? Just like one of the songs. Look how she's thinking.
Yeah. It's on my phone, which is what I'm streaming from at the moment. And I don't know the names of the songs. Like Spotify will suggest songs, and then I'll just add to playlists if I like it.
Okay.
You know, when I was writing of Shadows and Earth, Warren, what's his name?
Alex Warren?
Alex Warren. He was all the rage. So there's a couple of his songs on the Of Shadows and Earth playlist. And then for Ghost of a King, it's actually inspired, so it's not published yet. I've written it about halfway, so it will be done this year. But it was actually inspired by a song called Ghost of a King, which is quite a cool song. So
I think check everybody now after this live going listening to that song.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you visualize your characters in your head and your world in your head before you start with the character art and stuff like that? Do you do a Pinterest board? Do you what's your process?
So I think very visually. And I'll often get, like for instance now with the third book that I'm busy with, the prologue is, I feel, quite a dark and heart-wrenching prologue, but it's a new character that's coming into the story. And so before I started writing it, when I got the idea for the prologue, I literally sit and listen to music, and then I build a picture in my head, and then I will go onto Pinterest and see similar type of vibe, but I don't have like a Pinterest board or anything like that put together for it. But yeah, I think in pictures. I think that's maybe the best way to answer.
So, excuse me. Have your kids read your books yet? From Linky.
So my eldest has read half of Shadows and Earth, but there's too much romance in it for his liking. So when the romance started, he was like, he'll rather read his dragon book. He'll get to it later. But when I started writing it, this book club of mine that I've been a part of for quite a while now, they are terrible influences sometimes, and they were like trying to convince me to add some spice into the book. So I had this back and forth about it, and I was thinking to myself, what if my kids read it, So it is a fade to black romance, mainly for that reason. But yeah, no, my middle child likes Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so this is like really not her jam. And my youngest, if it was an audiobook, he's 8 now, so I'll forgive him if he hasn't read it yet, but he loves Brandon Sanderson, so if it is when it gets to audiobook stage, he would definitely listen to it. But I mean, he'll probably be able to read it before it gets turned into an audiobook. Yeah, so Linky, I'm actually also, I have to admit that I'm also relieved that it doesn't have spice. Because I think sometimes it does take away from the story itself. But one day maybe. We'll see.
So while we're talking, sorry, okay. No, I just thought, like, while we are talking about your kids and them reading your book and so on, is there a book that you're currently reading, or maybe a book?
So I'm reading with the Hive Book Club. We're actually reading Just One Lie at the moment by Siska Hutton, which is a thriller. It is the second thriller I've ever read in my life, the first being one of Wayne Rue's books, which was amazing and completely ruined pancakes for me forever. And then I'm also reading a book, and I can't remember the author's name, but it's called, I just completely flew out of my mind, and I'm loving it. Strange the Dreamer. Ooh. Which is a high fantasy.
Okay.
And then I also audiobook a lot. So I'm busy making my way through the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. I am finally, if you know Brandon Sanderson, he writes monstrosities of books. Like they are so thick a piece. So I audiobook his Stormlight Archive, and I am about halfway through the last book of the Stormlight Archives, which is, I love it. I think he's an incredible writer. I've learned so much from him because he's got the same mentality that SAIAA has about making learning open for all authors. He lectures at universities and he puts like his lectures for free on YouTube and stuff like that. So I love him just for that, but he's also an incredible author.
So, since we're talking about your books and this and everything, if you had to make, let's say, Voidborn into a children's book, would you?
Of all of my books, that's probably the one I wouldn't make into a children's book. Do you know why Voidborn came into being? Let me explain to you why Voidborn was born. A good friend of mine, and he's now also a SAIAA author, and I've known him for years because my eldest and his daughter like grew up together. They're 2 days apart.
Oh.
So he read it, and he's like, amazing book. It's incredible, except for one thing.
Oh.
Celia is an assassin. Why isn't she killing people? And so Voidborn was born. So no, Voidborn, I wouldn't make a kid's book, unfortunately.
You can make it like kind of like a cute little killer.
Yeah.
I can't really comment on that without giving you spoilers.
Yes.
A monster killer. Little monster killer that goes under the bed and
Yeah.
kills all the bed monsters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Azaya came up with a question that maybe we can do a character name, a weird phobia. We can each make a character building. Everyone who's in the chat, if you're keen.
Yes, let's go for it.
So let me see. Since Azaya came up with the question, you start.
I wanted to like have a second to maybe Google like the weirdest phobia. And are you putting me on this?
Give me a moment.
No, come, let's go.
Okay, let's say okay, just because I know it's not a weird phobia, but just because I am absolutely petrified, and we had I think Kristen, you posted the praying mantis this morning, so let's go with arachnophobia because I can't stand spiders. I'm sorry.
Okay, a phobia. How would we start this? There's a sound coming from the cupboard. There's a sound coming from the cupboard.
Don't do that because I'm not opening that cupboard if I know there's spiders involved.
I want to open the cupboard. I want to know what is annoying you.
No, it's gonna be like fire, dose it, like burn it down, like run away.
Lee, if you were a character in a horror film, you'd be dead in 5 seconds.
No, I would be the hero.
Like,
No, you
Don't
don't.
lie.
You don't investigate the strange noises. You run
Nothing
away.
on
Oh no.
Okay, so let me pivot. Sorry, let's start with a character name. So we've got okay. Well, since you brought up the children's books, and Kristen, I quite like your little monster killer. So say we've got Sasha, and she is indeed a little monster killer. But she's also very scared of the dark. So let's work from there.
So is the idea to
Add on.
flesh out her character or start the story? Or
Both. Let's just build on from the story and a bit on her character. A little bit of both.
Okay.
Why not?
So why would Sasha be a monster killer? Like, what's her backstory?
I don't know. You're gonna tell us.
I have an idea. Okay, can I just
Yes.
add on to what she was saying?
Please.
I think that Sasha's dad is kind of a bigger killer. So she used to see him but he didn't know, kind of vibes.
Oh,
This is getting dark.
wow. What are you reading?
Romance. I'm just
Love
I'm
it.
just
I
going
love
with the
it
flow,
though.
guys.
Okay, so you said about the dad. She needs to go down. I saw Tareen say something. Yeah, you're going down to the basement. I think she needs to go down to the basement to find out a secret, the true version about her dad, as Cece said. Since we're going dark, we were all happy and light, and now we're going. So she has to go down the basement. Thank you, Tareen. So we have to go down the basement to find out the secret
She's going
about her
down the
father.
basement. This just went into like dark romance territory.
Right? Very quick.
That was not my intention.
It's
We can do
because
that.
she said that she's reading romance, and now we're going down into the basement.
We'll bring it back to a
All up,
thriller.
why not?
Bring it back to a thriller. You don't have to stay in the dark room.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so we know, yeah. So we know her name is Sasha. She's a little monster killer. She's afraid of the dark, and apparently her dad is like a full-blown killer. And she's obviously learned from him. But yeah, maybe we're putting this into a little fantasy world because obviously there's real bad guys and then there's monsters.
Mm.
So what kind of monsters do we think she's hunting?
Bullies, like the ones that makes bullies. Like not the actual
Yes.
bully, but the creature that makes the
The
bully.
demon
So
that
he hunts
infects
the
him.
bully down. The
Oh,
bully
I
yeah,
hunts
I'm seeing like Monster Inc. type monsters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
That but the snaky looking one that maybe hypnotizes children to bully others. And she wears her night vision goggles, like Colleen says. She wears her night vision goggles so that he can't hypnotize her.
So do you ladies think we should pitch this to Pixar and see if we can make like a dark romance version of Monsters
Absolutely.
Inc?
100%. Let's do it.
That was a good one.
Because like instead of Boo wearing that cute little like monster thingy
Yeah.
costume, she would be wearing a little panda. That's what I'm seeing, a little panda with a knife.
Yes.
A little suit. Like,
Oh, no.
I think, yeah, because the backstory is Sasha's backstory is she's scared of the dark, as you said. There's something up with her dad. We don't know. Like, there's something up there. This could be so cute. Her in a little ninja outfit, not completely black, like dark purple.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I love Linky's idea here. She saves one of the monsters and he becomes the love interest.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And Serene says the love interest has to be grumpy.
Oh, yes, we love him grumpy.
Are
Yeah.
we getting seven
She can be the
dwarfs?
sunshine, he'll be the grumpy.
Yeah, there you go.
Snow White and the seven dwarfs in the mix. Yeah, I love it.
We love a strong, independent woman, though. The fact that she saves him. Love it.
Yes,
Love it.
Oh,
absolutely.
yes. Yeah. So what does she save him from, though?
The dark. A monster. I
No,
don't
she's scared of the dark.
Her own dad.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Age-gap demon being saved.
You guys giving
Wait. Okay, wait. What if there's like a plot twist, right? So what if the dad is kind of like the mastermind behind all of these monsters that create bullies? So what if he's the mastermind behind everything and she doesn't know it?
Yes.
So the plot twist
And then
is
what
she
is she
learns
going
it
to do?
eventually in the story. Oh.
So I didn't hear that. Say that again.
I'm lost for words. Go. I'm listening. This is the audiobook now.
No, so I would say the twist obviously is that
at some point in the story, she's going to learn that her dad is behind all of this. But Michelle had another thing in mind, maybe?
No, I'm enjoying this. Go ahead. I said, and what is she going to have to kill? Is she going to have to kill her dad then to defeat all the monsters?
Well, no, because then she's going to kill her love interest as well. We're not going to do that whole vampire lineage thing in
but
here.
if she kills him, then she doesn't have to kill the love interest. So now we have to decide which one do we want more.
Oh, like moral dilemma.
I see here, her dad is the actual overlord, and the demon has a heart, actually, her bodyguard.
Oh,
He is a buff with shadow daddy vibes.
has to be a shadow daddy.
I like it.
He has to face the dad.
Guys, this
but
started
then
off as a
he
children's
returns
story. How did we get
to-
here?
I like the book too. Who's it, Linky? Yes. He has a face, her dad, but then he returns in part 2. To be continued. Dum dum dum.
I like that, yeah. we can stop it here. The whole idea was actually for Michelle to come up with the story, not for all of us to come up with it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think
Guys.
this is amazing. I think we all, it just shows how creative we all are.
And you know what the problem with me is at the moment? Is I'm like, because I've just come out of plotting one book. That's all I'm gonna, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I can't say that. I can't say. I've already said too much. Because my brain is like going in one direction at the moment.
So we're going to
I
read your books and then come back to this live, and then we're going to be like, aha.
So,
Oh
ladies,
gosh.
I think this is going to be a nice little thank you, Michelle. You are amazing. Thank you for taking the time out of your evening for this, because wow, this was the best live. My first one, and I'm sure many of us can say the same. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Really,
guys for
really
having me. It's been great.
Thank you, Michelle, for
Was that-
helping me with everything. I know I'm very, very blessed to have found SAIAA and the local book hive. But thank you very
Nice.
much.
It's a big pleasure, and I'm just glad that we can make a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm definitely
Whoa,
picking up the
you'll make
books.
it as a business. You'll be the most successful.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that and push my energy towards it.
Keep going.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Guys.
Have a
Thank you.
great one. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.